Welcome to the Talking the Line podcast, presented to you by Talking the Line Sports Media, giving you our best insights and analysis so you can rake in some cold hard cash on your next sports bet. Now sit on back, open up your mind, and let's cash some tickets. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We hope you enjoy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. As I hit my head, welcome in to episode number 168 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Monday of Bets, also known as, so you don't have to check your calendar as always, November the 22nd of the year 2021. Man, oh man, I missed you guys over the weekend. I hope you had a spectacular one. Can't wait to get into today's loaded show. We have some early picks today, so make sure you're tuned in live, got your sports books out, and you're ready to hammer in today's best bets. But before we do all of that, please take a few moments to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the TTL Pod on. If you are watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell as well so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping. But if you're watching on one of our social media platforms, make sure you hit that like button or follow button there so you never miss any additional content in addition there from the crew. But we can't forget about the audio listeners out there. If you are listening on your favorite podcast directory, please be sure to hit that subscribe button there too, as we do release the audio of every episode after each live show is complete. Next item up on the docket, you could be so kind, you can find it in your heart to do so. You got a couple extra seconds while you're watching today's show. Hit that like button, leave us a rating, jump on over yonder in the live chat if you could be so kind. Maybe leave a comment too, or hit that share button. Send it on over to your brothers, sisters, friends, enemies, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the globe from you, but might consider themselves good old-fashioned degenerates and like cashing tickets, because that's what we do here at the TTL Pod, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it when you do, and it only helps us make TTL Sports Media bigger and better for each and every one of you. Last, certainly not least, head on over to this episode's description where you will find the Talking the Line link tree. Within that link tree, you will locate the TalkingTheLine.com website, all of the TTL Crew social platforms, and our additional content so you can consume all of that however and whenever you please. Ladies and gentlemen and beautiful gambling people joining us for episode number 168. I am your humbled, hyped, honored, and always handicapping host, Colton, Captain Colt Soroka, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by and hammer in some bets, picks, get some insights, analysis, dive into a few rabbit holes with me and my partner on this gorgeous Monday of bets. Now, I got to bring in that aforementioned partner because I've referred to us, we, the crew, far too many times without acknowledging his presence here with me on the show. So without further ado, my friends, please help me welcome in. Get on your feet. Get nice and loud for the man, the myth, the degenerate gambling legend, and let's not forget the TTL's resident cheesehead himself, who is not in a victory Monday, my friends, Mr. Riley RMags Magnuson. Partner, how you doing over there today, pal?
My man, if you wanted to get me hype into crushing my heart all in one introduction, you have succeeded so far on this Monday morning. We're steaming down the tracks as far as the Victory Mondays. This one, obviously, taking one on the chin, then we're moving beyond this. No sweats about it. But I'm doing fantastic, my man. I don't think people realize how amazing this sports week is about to be, starting with today in college basketball, steaming down through Sunday, really, with even more college basketball, unbelievable college football, and, of course, Thanksgiving football and Sunday football, which the Sunday after Thanksgiving NFL is as good as any week in the week. So I'm excited, dude. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for this whole week. I don't know about you.
Sure enough, I am as well. Little roller coaster of emotions for you to bring you on into the show. Hey, listen, is it as fucking cold on your end of the world as it is on my end of the world? Dude, I'm freezing my tits off this morning. How about you?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm looking out my window. Some days it's like, oh, wow, it looks really nice out, and then you get outside and it's 20 degrees. Today is just one of those days where you look outside and you know it's bitter cold, and I don't know if I need to go outside. I'm hoping that I might not have to. So,
if anybody needs any glass cut, my nips are primed to cut right through it. So I am absolutely colder than all cold. I have a long sleeve underneath the hoodie today. It is because I sit right next to the window here, and it is cold in the lab, boys. But that's all right. We're bringing the heat. We're bringing a fire on today's show. Don't you worry. Now, something that wasn't very heated, wasn't very fire-filled, yikes magikes, was yesterday's best bets of the day. So we always recap the NFL. We'll talk a little bit about college football and college basketball too, because we both did pretty decent in college football. You did a lot better than I did on college football, but we both killed college basketball. That's something we're doing really, really both solid, and we actually have a full college basketball card to dish out to you guys today. But quickly, let's recap yesterday's NFL best bets of the day. They usually say no puking in the pool, but oh my gosh, dude.
As fun it is to scream Duval, do we just need to disassociate ourselves with Jags?
I'm done. I don't know why it took me all the way to week 11, but I'm fucking done, Mags. I am done. The 6.5,
was a winner.
It was a setup spot. I said, oh, hey, boys, I'm not a spot guy. I'll still take this one. This should be the play. And they couldn't even keep it within a touchdown. 2 touchdowns, my friend. It looked terrible. The Sea Squawks never had a chance in hell. I don't know. Colt McCoy has now won 2 out of 3 for the Eagles in the absence of Kyler. Can't fucking believe it. This looked like the setup line of all setup lines for the Cowboys, my friend. Me and you both bit the bullet on that one. Our guy, Donnie Rightside Seymour, we were hyped as all hell to see him on. He said, we don't even need the points. Take the money line. I sprinkled the money line. We got crushed last night. Raiders got crushed. Speaking of crushed by the damn Bengals, they're broken. The only win on yesterday's board was the fucking Tyrod Covers-led Houston Texans plus 10.5, getting the outright win, my friends. Thank goodness we at least got one W in the column. But you never like to see a 1-4 day from the TTL crew on the NFL slate. So, Mind of Goldfish, let's get that BS out of here. I don't want to talk about that anymore, at least for the foreseeable future. We're not going to talk about it at all. However, let's talk about a little something good. Your college football slate, my friend, you absolutely murdered the books. I did about 50-50. I had a good evening slate, not a great morning slate. But college basketball, I went 3-1. I was 1 away from a sweep. Marist 74-70 when they were plus 2.5 in overtime. I mean, I am seeing my mid-majors, my friends. If you thought I was joking a month ago, 2 months ago, and I was like, hey, the mid-major king's starting to come around the track, and then you guys were like, who knows? I hope I've made it apparent by now. We are live in prime time, rocking and rolling. But, partner, how'd it go for you this weekend overall?
Overall, fantastic. Despite a rough day yesterday, I tailed your UFC parlay on Saturday on top of a hell of a day at college basketball.
Boha! Boha! Don't bet against Brazilians, baby. I'm telling you, just don't do it.
Don't do it. And,
do
we got to check our Cup of Joe on campus record because I know my personal
Hot.
college basketball Cup of Joe on campus record is unbelievable. I know yours is as well.
Hell yeah.
So stop by on Saturdays, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, we're doing, I would say, above average college football, but absolutely murdering college basketball right now.
100%, 100%. So we are dove deep into college basketball. We're ready to dish out some plays on that end. Hey, we both took a sip of coffee, so might as well get this out of the way right here, right now. To me, to all you beautiful people watching out there, to you over there on the opposite side of the screen, partner, cheers to you. Take your sip of the black elixir of the gods. Let's tell you about what's coming up on today's show.
Ooh, baby.
Oh, my goodness. It's flowing beautifully this morning. All right. So before we do, I'll tell you what's on today's show. You miss any of our picks, you miss anything, they are going to be coming out early. So we during this time of the year, too, we usually lock them in early, and then we give them out on the show as well. So we track them on the Action Network app. You can follow me at cash_with_Colt. You can follow Riley at RMags in all caps, and you can follow the Talking the Line best bets of the day from every show at Talking the Line. We're also migrating everything over to Chalkboard. Shout out our Chalkboard fam. Love you guys to pieces. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys and the crew over there. Download the Chalkboard HQ app. Follow us on there, the Talking the Line board. Jump in some of our channels. Go back and forth with us. We want to connect with you guys so you can find all of our best bets and even more stuff there as well. So those are the two places you can find it. Also on talkingtheline.com, you can hit the Today's Best Bets tab. You'll see all of our stuff detailed out, as well as the Action app and Chalkboard re-detailed out for you. The actual Chalkboard link, too, is on our website. So there's everything for you. For today's show, we got RMags Picks. He's got 2 coming at you. I got 3 coming at you. All
I also
5.
have 3.
Oh, you got 3. What? I
got an NBA one.
Okay, you got an NBA play as well. All right, so you ended up adding to the card. All right. So he's got 3, 2 college basketball, 1 NBA. I got 3 college basketball. My card, I have a 11 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, and a 6 o'clock. So all the way through the slate, we got the Monday Madness Parlay. It is a 4-legger paying out over 12-1 odds. All 4 legs are college basketball. You better get ready to get that to the pay window. Moneyline Dice will be stopping by. Their usual role. They're going for an NBA matchup. One we couldn't get ourselves in the boat on either side all the way. So we're going to let the dice decide between the Kings and the Sixers. We'll tell you all about that once we get to the third, actually 4th segment of the show. That'll segue us in. Oh, go ahead, sir. What do you got?
No, I was going to say the Dice need a hot start to the
They
week, man.
will.
One of their, probably the worst week of their existence on the TTL Pod last week. And, need that in the rear view.
Rear view mind of goldfish for the Dice. They will be ready to rock and roll. We'll talk about that. 4th segment. Then we'll get into the second half of the show. We got RMags Sidebar. We'll talk a little bit about our daily leans. We'll obviously have some back and forth banter. Got some important announcements. Wise Words Season 2, episode number 1, about to be recorded tonight and drop on Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's coming back. I can't tell you how freaking excited I am for tonight. I can barely control myself. I don't know how I'm going to talk to this man without being a complete fanboy. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It's going to take me the next 6 hours to prepare myself. Of course, we have Motivation Minutes coming at you every Monday, every Friday. We open the week with a John Wooden quote, and we close the week with a John Wooden quote. So what do you think we're doing today? We're dishing out a John Wooden quote. Stick around for the Motivation Minutes. Little extra inspiration gets you through this Monday. But for now, before I get the proverbial podcast train steaming down the tracks, partner, anything else you have to dish out?
So I was going to ask, partner, I don't know if it would be sacrilegious.
Uh-oh.
Am I crazy to suggest that we might need to switch around the layout of when we're giving out these picks? Because you got some earlier ones, the special plays early. I've got the...
Dare you say we switch up just a little bit?
Just a little bit. None of mine are starting. I think my
early?
earliest one, the one we're lining up on, I think is 1 or 2 in the afternoon.
So that's what I'll do, okay? We'll start with my best bets today. I'll segue with the one we're lining up on into your best bets. We'll dish out your 2 and then your 3, actually. And then we'll just quickly jump into the special play of the day, too. So I'll rock and roll. I'll go quick through my stuff. I'll dish it over, and we'll get real weird with today's special play. So
sounds good.
All right, without further ado, let me get myself situated then. Usually I have a little bit of time for you to talk to do that shit over here, but
Switch
hey,
things up a little
here
bit,
we
eh?
go. Hey, keep the body guessing, dude. You know what I like to say over on this side of the screen. So without further ado, my friends, let's start it off a little bit differently than usual. First segment of the day, my best bets of the day. All right, my friends, this card is starting early. I got this one here ready to rock and roll. My mid-major babies. This team allowed me to retain the crown, the champion of mid-major king. I will be backing them here on out whenever we have an opportunity like this. And if you weren't following along, we're going to the matchup between the Kent State Golden Flashes and the James Madison University Dukes. And you better believe we're taking the Dukes plus the 1.5, plus 1, or honestly, wherever the line is. I love getting the plus line backing. However, I would take it all the way to minus 2.5. Couple key things as to why I like this. Tempo, my friends. James Madison's going to get out and boat race, just like I love to say all the times. 22nd in the nation in tempo compared to Kent State's 179th. This is also going to come down to shooting. I just think James Madison is going to put the ball in the basket a little more often than not, averaging 47.4% from the floor right now compared to Kent State's 42.4%. I also think that Kent State's numbers are just a little bit inflated, and we've seen how hot James Madison is. Kent State played Xavier and lost 59-73, so they got exposed there, and then they played Oberlin. Again, Oberlin, I have no idea, 84-38 they won, so I really don't count that game at all. James Madison has been in some dog fights, and I stayed away. We talked about it on Saturday, stayed away from them, and they took care of George Mason on Saturday, 67-64 dub as a dog. Eastern Kentucky, that got me the crown of mid-major king, 79-78. Old Dominion, 58-53, and Carlo, 135-40. So even more impressive than what Kent State did to Oberlin. Kent State is about to get smacked in the mouth, if I do say so myself, and I think we back James Madison with confidence. You don't believe me, my friends, believe the trends. Kent State 1-6 ATS last 7 overall, 2-5-1 ATS last 8 as a favorite, 3-9-1 ATS last 13 as a neutral site favorite, and you know I'm a homer for him. Kent State 2-5 ATS last 7 Monday games. Well, wouldn't you know, James Madison 8-1 ATS last 9 as a dog, 12-2 ATS last 14 following a straight up win, and 8-1 ATS last 9 following an ATS win. Give me the James Madison Dukes to keep it rolling. +1, +1.5, +2, wherever it's at. Maybe even it goes to favorite. I love the Dukes wherever, up to -2.5 for my first best bet of the day.
I like it, my man. We obviously got a, I don't know if you mentioned it at all, but we may not have a special play edition with this, so we'll save some time. But let me ask you this question. Is there any concern? I don't think it's concern. I think it's the opposite. As far as the Dukes really cutting their teeth a little too early on for deep into the season, getting worn out with these sweaty-ass games earlier on in the season? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Interested. I think
they're going to start finding their strength.
Honestly.
Yeah, I think these games right here, right now, are going to give them, because they're already experienced. I've talked about their experience in bench before. I didn't want to beat that dead horse, but they're one of the more experienced teams and have one of the more deep benches in mid-major play right now. And I think having some of these gritty wins early on as dogs are really going to give them help towards the end of the year. And shit, we might even see them in the tournament. Don't hold your breath, but we might see a Duke's tournament run. That being said, there goes for my first best bet of the day. How about my second best bet of the day? I'm going to skip over. This one is actually my 6 p.m. game, and then I'll go back to the 1 p.m., and that's the one that me or Mags are lining up on. So third, actually best bet of the day, but the second one now that I'm dishing out. I'm going to the matchup between the Hofstra Pride going up against the Richmond Spiders, and I'm taking the Hofstra Pride plus 9.5. This one actually opened up at 10, 10.5, dropped down to 8, 8.5 on some books, messed around up to 9, up to 9.5. I think it's just the books goofing around with the line, trying to get more buy-in on Richmond because they know they messed this one up. I actually put this one a little bit closer to plus 6.5. If it drops all the way down to there, I would still take it because I think that Hofstra keeps rolling. Even though they haven't been rolling straight up, they're 1-3 straight up. They're 3-1 ATS. They've been able to cover numbers left, right, and center, and I think they do exactly that against Richmond, who's being just a little bit overvalued. I don't think they need to be favored by double digits over anybody, and I think they're also getting a lot of that value because they traditionally have been a hard school to play at, but right now, they don't really have that home court advantage. They're 203rd in the nation, actually, in home court advantage per KenPom this year, and there's also a couple other keys that I really see here. There's going to be plenty of offense, so I don't think we need to worry about Hofstra not being able to put the ball in the basket. They're 84th 55th in expected field goal percent. That's going up against Richmond, who's 58th in expected field goal percent, but I think that's just a little bit inflated because they are better from the floor, but I think what makes the difference and what you guys want to take note of is Hofstra's three ball. I think them putting the three ball in the basket is really going to allow them to keep this game close and definitely within 5 or 6. Tempo is also going to be key for me. Hofstra's going to get out a little bit more often than not when it comes to that, and Richmond going to get us a couple more fast break points. 164th in the nation in tempo, going up against Richmond's 191st. And then I always tell you this time of the year it's so important from the charity stripe. Hofstra 78.9%, Richmond 61.6% from the free throw stripe. I love it. It comes down to critical key little things like that when we play such a big spread, and I think they keep this real tight, they being Hofstra. You don't believe me, believe the trends. Richmond 1-8 ATS last 9 versus the Colonial Conference. 1-4 ATS last 5 as a favorite and 1-4 ATS last 5 as a home favorite. They're also 2-6 ATS. You better believe I'm a homer for them. Last 8 Monday games. Hofstra 4-1 ATS last 5 following a straight up loss. 4-1 ATS last 5 Monday games and 10-3-1 ATS last 14 as a dog. 33-15-3 ATS last 51 as a road dog. Give me all of the Hofstra pride plus 9.5, second best bet of the day.
I'm adding it right now, partner. I don't know enough about Hofstra this morning to lock it in. I just needed to hear you say it a little bit. Already took care of a fellow A10 team in Duquesne. Have the pride, so I am on this one with you. I'm not saying they get it done outright. I don't know if you mentioned that as well. I was looking for this one on my book, but I think they slide in through that cover spot. No question about it.
Most definitely. So there you go, second best bet. How about my third best bet? Partner, we'll segue this one together. I'll give out a couple of key things. I'll give out my trends, and I'll let you have at it. We're going to the matchup, and I'll just let you segue right into your best bets of the day. So we're going to the matchup between the Texas A&M Aggies, Gig'em going up against the Wisconsin Badgers, and you better believe we're banking on a big Gig'em this afternoon. 1 p.m. Central Standard Time start. We're taking the Texas A&M Aggies plus 3.5. I would take this all the way down to plus 1.5, damn near minus 1.5, my friends. I think that Wisconsin, my partner will say it too, Wisconsin's going to be a really, really good team, and that classic tournament team, just right now, more often than not, I think they're either going to lose these games or win these games by a bucket, either way, with some of this more high-level competition. It's going to be a slow, grinded-out game, my friends. Tempo for Wisconsin, 319th in the nation compared to A&M, 333rd in the nation. So this slow pace is nothing that the Aggies can't do well under. Kind of put some pressure on teams when they like to get out and run, and they just can't slow the pace down. Not going to be a problem for Texas A&M at all. This is going to be a defensive game. Wisconsin, 51.7 points per game allowed, 35.1% from the floor, and 27.1 from behind the three-point arc. Compare that to Texas A&M, 57.5 points per game, 36.7 from the floor allowed, and 27.7 from beyond the three-point arc. Now, if you say, Colt, obviously, Texas A&M is allowing more points, but I think with the defensive field goal percent and three-point percent being so doggone close, you got to look at what the offenses are doing too, and Texas A&M actually holds just a little bit of an edge, which I think allows them to keep this game close or actually get the outright win. A&M is averaging 76 points per game, shooting 43.9 from the floor, 35.7 from beyond the arc. Wisconsin, 70.3 points per game, shooting only 38.2 from the floor, and only 28.6 from beyond the arc. That alone is one of the biggest keys in this game, and it's going to allow A&M to keep it close. Couple key trends before I kick it over to you, partner. Wisconsin is 5-15-1 ATS their last 21 Monday games, 0-6-1 ATS their last 7 Monday games. They're also 1-7 ATS last 8 played in November, 2-8-1 ATS last 11 neutral site games, 2-7-1 ATS last 10 versus a team with a winning record, and A&M 5-2 ATS last 7 as a dog. Give me all of the Texas A&M Aggies. Partner, I will change the ticker, but please indulge us. What other beautiful nuggets have you found as to why we're hammering the absolute mess out of the Texas A&M Aggies plus 3.5 today?
My man, you said most of what I was going to say already. I'll add a few things here. I just think the Aggies are way too undervalued in this spot. You nailed it. I mean, I'm the Big Ten guy. I'm going to be having Wisconsin in my bet slip throughout the season. But I think you are going to start seeing A&M get some respect after this game, maybe after this week. I hope so, because this is the Maui Invitational Tournament. Unfortunately, not in Maui. I think it is in Vegas due to old Uncle COVID still going on as far as Hawaii is concerned. But nonetheless, I think A&M is going to have a few spots this week that you can back. And after this week, I think they're going to be a ranked team, and you're not going to be able to find that value on them anymore. They might even mess around and win this whole damn tournament this week. But beyond that, partner, I really am expecting Wisconsin to regress offensively. They have played the first two games they played were against some weaker opponents, and then they struggled against Providence, lost outright. I think only put up 58 points. I put A&M defensively pretty similar to Providence, and I think A&M's a better team overall than Providence. So I like A&M to get this one outright. And like you said, worst case scenario, I see this being a hard-fought, scrappy game, and maybe Wisconsin gets it done by 1 or 2. But I like A&M to get it outright. I actually might do some money line action beyond this once game time comes around, partner. So A&M plus the 3.5 feels pretty damn good to me.
I love it. So that's a crew play. Part of my best bets of the day, Texas A&M plus 3.5, segueing into the second segment of the day, RMags best bets of the day, also his first out of 3 best bets of the day, Texas A&M Aggies plus 3.5, in case you wanted to know. Go gig 'em, Aggies, for the boys. And if you would be so kind, partner, to keep this second segment rolling with your second college basketball best bet of the day.
Alrighty, so I'm going to, this one is a later game going on tonight. Notre Dame St. Mary's.
You better pop in your nitroglycerin pills, drink your coffee now, and get the nitroglycerin pills ready. I think this one's going to be sweaty.
Yeah, most definitely. I've got Notre Dame at -2. It actually dropped below that. Wish I would have waited a little bit, but I'm not too concerned about that line movement here. Notre Dame, man, so much experience coming through this season. They had a lot of bad luck last year as far as goofy COVID outages, random injuries at the wrong amount of times, and just some things that you would expect positive regression that just never came. And now we're already starting to see that earlier on in this year. And as far as St. Mary's go, they're currently rated near Notre Dame and KenPom, but it's pretty inflated due to a weak early schedule. They took care of a couple of my SWAC teams that are bottom of the barrel SWAC teams, and I don't think they match up to Notre Dame nearly as well as they did in the past couple of weeks here to start the season. Notre Dame is 10th right now in adjusted offensive efficiency. Their early season schedule hasn't been that tough either, but when you have a Notre Dame team going up against a St. Mary's team, you typically look at that 4-0 St. Mary's straight up record, and you get a little fooled by a team that typically a lot of people love to back, but they just don't match up well in this spot. Both teams are pretty slow tempo-wise, actually really close. Notre Dame is a little faster, though, and I like that because Notre Dame has the athleticism and speed advantage here, and I think that's going to set it over the top here in this one, partner, along with that just really efficient offense in that slow tempo style. If you had a team that was top 50 in tempo, I'd be a little nervous that they were going to boat race this Notre Dame team, but that's obviously not the MO of St. Mary's. So I like the athleticism in a slow game, as funny as that sounds, to be what gives Notre Dame the edge here. I put this one closer to -3.5, 4, honestly. So give me the Fighting Irish on the court, -2 tonight, partner.
I think I'm with you there, man. Regardless of the line movement, I think they are still the much better team. I think they got, you mentioned it, a little bit more athleticism, a little bit more height, a little bit more length, and that's going to lend them the victory here. I think it's going to be sweaty towards the first half, maybe halfway through the second half, and then they're going to pull away towards the end. So I absolutely love it. There you go. RMags' second best college basketball bet of the day. Notre Dame Fighting Irish, -2. Partner, you got one more. We're about 3 minutes away from 30 minutes after the top of the 10 o'clock hour. Please, sir, dish this bad boy out, and let's give these fine folks out there, oh my gosh, you're over here, the fine folks out there, today's special play, the Monday Madness Parlay. Before we do, your third best bet of the day, if you could be so kind, sir.
Alrighty, I mentioned to you, I've got my third bet coming out of the NBA tonight, my lone NBA play that I am very much in love with right now. The Timberwolves on the road at the New Orleans Pelicans. I am going Timberwolves -3.5. It looks like the Wolves are becoming a little bit of a public side, but that line has moved up to reflect that money coming in on the Wolves. It started at -2 last night, early this morning. It's up to 3.5 now. I don't think a lot of people realize just how bad this Pelicans team is, and earlier on it had a lot of money coming out on the Pelicans. That since has flipped. But this Wolves team is playing really solid basketball in matchups in which they are the favorable team in. They've won and covered the last 3 games. All of those were at home, but they were as -2.5 favorites. Now you get on the road, 1 point up, -3.5. I still like it. These defense of the Wolves has held teams under 100 points in their last 4 straight games. Suns, Kings, and Grizzlies are included in that. All 3 teams in the top half of the league in offensive efficiency. This Pelicans team isn't in that company. They're 26th in offensive efficiency in the entire league. And this Wolves team has actually been a pretty solid defensive team, 6th in the league in defensive efficiency. I'm a little worried about their offense in certain spots, but when they play bad defenses, it's not the case. There's no concerns there. This Pelicans team, 29th in defensive efficiency. The last few games that I mentioned where the Wolves played really well defensively and offensively, they were playing teams that were in the bottom half of the league in defensive efficiency. So in this matchup, I think the Wolves take care of this one with ease. I would put this up to -5.5, 6, and people are going to start to recognize this Wolves team as a pretty scrappy team in certain spots, and I think this is exactly one of those spots. So give me the Wolves to take care of business, -3.5, partner.
I love it. I'm over there with you as well. I know it's turning into a little bit of a public side, but I think that's all right. I don't think that matters. Now, speaking of something that turned into a public side, I dished out old Rice -5.5 this morning. Love them to absolutely boat race the Aces, and they're getting boat raced themselves right now, 30-18. We got long second half and rest of the first half of the first half to sweat this out. A lot of ball game left for Rice to get that 3-ball working, but I am very surprised that Evansville came out like that. Didn't feel, well, I wanted to give that bad boy out, but I don't want to say I didn't feel confident in it because I still feel absolutely, I think they're going to make a huge comeback here. Don't call it a comeback, but hey, I absolutely love the rest of our plays too, so don't be judging what's going on there by what's going on with the rest of our plays. So, partner, anything else from your best bets of the day, good sir?
Looks like St. Mary's is becoming a big old public dog. A lot of money coming in on the dog. St. Mary's, and the line ain't doing too much since it's moved down to 1. I don't know, man. I think obviously I think I'm on the right side, but that line movement and that money doesn't have me concerned at all.
Me neither. All right, 30 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's get the special play dished out for all you beautiful people because 2 of the legs, actually 3 of the legs, start within the hour. So, my friends, get ready for today's third segment of the day, the special play, the Monday Madness Parlay. Now, I already told you about James Madison. We are not worried about James Madison whatsoever for the parlay. We're going to go ahead and take the money line. James Madison money line, first leg. Give us the Dukes. Second leg, this one is also at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're taking the Charlotte 49ers going up against the Toledo Rockets. Toledo just being a little overvalued because of their brand name. Dropped down from 3 at open down to 2 now. Give us the Charlotte 49ers +2, second leg of the Monday Madness Parlay. Leg number 3, again at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Mags made this one of his best bets on Thursday last week, I do believe. Absolutely, yes, it was on Thursday because it was when he had the Boston Tea Party Parlay.
Yes,
he gave out Boston U. They absolutely destroyed. We're taking again the Boston U Terriers on their money line. Third leg Monday Madness Parlay. And what would it be if we didn't go to one of my boys who we believe are being incredibly undervalued in this spot just because of the name of their opponent? Fourth leg on the Monday Madness Parlay. After we sweat here this morning, we got to wait until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for the matchup between the Citadel Bulldogs and the Duke Blue Devils, and you better believe we're taking the Citadel +27, baby. So let's sweat through the first 3 legs, relax for a little while, and then commence to sweat again at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, 4 legs on this bad boy. JMU Dukes, money line. Charlotte 49ers, +2. Boston U Terriers, money line. And the Citadel Bulldogs, +27. All 4 parlayed up for grand total odds of almost 13-1, right around +1280. Get that bad boy hammered in, and let's start this week off getting a huge Plus Money Parlay, say that 15 times fucking fast, I dare you, of the college basketball variety, getting straight to the pay window. Anything else I missed there, partner?
I don't think so. Yeah, you nailed it, man. I was actually looking. The Citadel is usually the host team of the old Maui Invitational Tournament, but I don't know if it's, and that's not the case this year. I don't know if that's because it's not in Hawaii or what, but
I know. They typically play pretty well at the Maui Invitational too. So and
it didn't click in my head until you were saying it right then again. And I was like, oh wait, is this Maui? But it's not.
All right, so there we go. There we have it. Monday Madness Parlay. Now, in case you missed anything, in case you didn't have those sports books out just a moment ago. In case you tuned into the show just maybe a little bit late, maybe a little bit past the top of the hour, whatever the case might be, don't you worry, because we're about to recap all of today's best bets of the day, coming from both me and Mr. Magnuson over there. So without further ado, my friends, I kindly ask you, rip out your sports books. Pull out your pens and your paper, maybe your pencils if you're accident prone like me and the guy in the little box to my left. It happens from time to time. Get ready for today's best bets of the day, coming from the TTL Crew, now live in prime time for the first time on this gorgeous Monday of Bets, November 22nd, 2021. Here we are, live and in prime time. If you would so kindly turn your attention to the very top of your left side of your screen. Right above us, you see RMags Picks. He's got 3 coming at you, 2 college basketball, 1 NBA. He's taking the Texas A&M GigaMags, plus 2.5 he got it at, plus 3.5 is just fine as well as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, minus 2 against St. Mary's. He's going to the NBA hardwood, taking the Minnesota Timberwolves, minus 3.5 or wherever it's at currently, over the New Orleans Pelicans. Turn your attention to the right top half of your screen for my picks here today. I got 3 coming at you, all college basketball. The mid-major king will reign with James Madison University Dukes plus 1.5. The Texas A&M GigaMags plus 3.5. Me and my partner lining up, and the Hofstra Pride plus 9.5 going up against Richmond. All below that, directly to our left, the Monday Madness Parlay. Boy, oh boy, it is madness. Let's sweat the first 3 legs out in the morning here. Charlotte 49ers plus 2, Boston U Terriers money line, and the James Madison University Dukes money line. And then once we cash all 3 of those, we wait until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight until the game between the Citadel and the Duke Blue Devils, and we take the Citadel plus 27, parlayed up 4 legs for over a 12-1 odds payout. Let's get all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plays coming from the TTL Crew to the pay window here today. But before we can actually do that, I need you to lock them in, hammer them home, sprinkle a little bit of cheddar cheese down, whatever you need to say. Just make sure you get today's TTL Crew best bets of the day that are primed for ticket cashin. In it, whatever the current best line is on your favorite sports book.
Ooh, baby. You know where we're at in this one, partner?
Is it the Citadel?
No. So this is the Baha Mar Convention Center in the Bahamas.
Wow.
This is
that
like,
baby
this
is sexy.
It's like a ballroom, basically. Usually they have some bigger teams in this tournament. I don't know if I'm missing something, but it's this is where Charlotte and Toledo are playing today, and then a handful of other teams, obviously. But yeah, this is like some goofy convention center ballroom.
Yeah, you know, hey, while I'm over here, I love this going on up here. The ceiling going on up there is just absolutely gorgeous. So there you go, there you have it. Lock them in. It starts very soon. All of the crew, TTL Crew's best bets of the day. Now, you see over right above us here, Moneyline Dice roll of the day. As always, the segue into the second half of the show. We're going to the NBA hardwood once again. The matchup between the Philadelphia 76ers, Sacramento Kings. Let's kick it off with today's Moneyline Dice roll of the day. All right, my friends. Without further ado, you boys got to reach on over here and snag our honorable guest, the cubicle objects that be the Moneyline Dice. There you go. There you have it. Little ASMR for your Monday morning. All right, partner, if you could be so kind while I get these bad boys out, why don't you tell us who's the favorite, who's the dog, who's the home team, who's the away team, what's our total at tonight in the game between the Sixers and the Kings?
Alrighty, so this one is in Sacramento. On FanDuel, we are looking, it is still 2.5 in favor of the Kings at home. Sixers still without a lot of their guys. Obviously, Joel Embiid not in action tonight. Does look like Tobias Harris is going to go, but aside from that, obviously got the role players, and they still can scrap here and there, but 220.5 is the total. Both these teams not playing great basketball right now. The Kings have lost 4 of their last 5 and failed to cover in 4 of those last 5 as well. So would have enjoyed the Kings, but the way they're playing right now, it is not a spot where I want to at least trust my own intuition on. I'm more than willing to let the dice decide who we take in this one, though.
150%, my friend. So I am full sweat on Rice here right now, too. Looks like we're closing out we've got about 40 seconds in the first half, 39-27, 12-point game. So have cut it down a little bit from 19 down to, or whatever it was at there. They have 13. So down to 12, made a little bit of a cut. It's back a little bit now. We've got a sweaty second half coming up. But that's neither here nor there. We got the Sacramento Kings and the Philadelphia 76ers on tap for today's dice roll. Maybe even a little bit more there. There we go. Blow for good luck. All right, are we taking the home team or the away team in this matchup tonight? I don't know, but soon we all find out in 3, in 2, in 1. Away.
Sixers, okay.
Away Sixers per the dice.
Sixers.
Away Sixers per the dice.
Goodness. I mixed dice and Sixers. Dixers.
The Dixers. The old Dixers. The old Philadelphia Dixers. All right, are we taking the Dixers on the money line or against the spread? We all find out in 3, in 2, in 1. ATS. It rolled pretty soft. It was on the paper, so if you didn't hear it. ATS.
Okay.
ATS. All right. There we go. Away ATS. Now, Moneyline Dice, are they saying, oh, hey, we got to re-roll that bad boy? No. We're so confident we're doubling down. Or, oh, I apologize. We're going to give you 2 tickets to make to the pay window. We're going for the total. We all find out once again in 3, in 2, in 1. Under.
Okay.
Straight up.
All right.
Straight to the camera for all of you to see. Big old you. There you have it.
Kings are
there
playing some
go.
real bad ball. I didn't want to rag on them too hard in case that's who the dice picked, but Kings are playing some really fucking terrible ball right now. So
the dice have spoken. If you want a guaranteed take 2 tickets to the window here tonight, no questions, no qualms, no queries, none of the bullshit will be had, not our picks, the cubicle objects known as the Moneyline Dice. Right now, lock in the Philadelphia 76ers. Plus 3.5? Plus 2.5?
2.5.
Plus 2.5.
Yeah, plus 2.5. Sorry. Yeah,
plus 2.5. And under the total of
220.5.
220.5. Thank you, Dice.
Thank you, Dice. Need you to get hot, Dice.
All right, let's get hot, boys. Let's get hot, boys. There you go. Philadelphia 76ers plus 2.5 and under 220.5. All right, Dice.
All right, Dice.
Sleep well. Appreciate you. Thank you for your best bets of the day. You better not screw us to start this week. All right. Golf clap. Golf clap. Thank you very much. All right. That is today's Moneyline Dice Roll of the day. Now, as always, you know that wraps up the first half of every daily show. We got all the best bets locked in, so I would love to sweat here starting right about 11 o'clock. So we got about 19 minutes until that goes down. So let's talk just briefly.
Also, sorry to cut you off, just locked in Rice plus 5.5 live right before halftime.
Well, somebody's got a little bit of confidence. I appreciate you, my
like
guy. I mean, there's such a better team than Evansville. I can't believe what's happening right now.
Yeah, I've been heavy since they chat me on day one. I've been heavy on the fade Evansville train, and it's been working out. Had them on Saturday, fading them on Saturday, and it worked out well.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get what's happening right now, so hopefully we have a huge fucking second half from the boys, or maybe this just might be the sacrifice, but I don't think it's going to be. I think they're going to come and they're going to win it by exactly 7 points. All that being said, partner, let's kick off the second half of the show here with your sidebar. We'll talk some leans, we'll talk a little bit of banter action, and give out some announcements as well. But first things first, anything burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul, you have been dying to get out to the kind folks that joined us on episode number 168 of the Talking the Line podcast on this beautiful Monday of Bets, also known as November the 22nd, 2021.
My man. I'm interested in talking about the damn NFL right now, dude. Give a little reaction quickly here because what the hell? I mean, I'm not even talking about our bets yesterday. Just the whole NFL as a whole is... I don't know if I've ever been as confused
it's week 11, Max. And it's week 11. What the fuck are we talking about? Why are we still having these conversations, dude? What is going on?
That's a crazy thing because one thing that that a lot of guys in the NFL or, former coaches, analysts that are, the guys that used to play in the NFL, Thanksgiving week, whether it's Thanksgiving or that Sunday right after Thanksgiving, is always the week where if someone has a big win, that's when the public perception of them soars the most, or vice versa. If someone loses, it drops the most. So, I don't know, man. I'm the Packers got the Rams this upcoming week. I still have full confidence in the pack going forward for the season, but we're just banged up. We got the bye week. I know, but bye week after this week, I'm a little nervous about this Rams game, man. And I don't know if you want to get dove deep into a Bears reaction on Monday morning, but goodness gracious, man.
Well, it was something that I was going to try and avoid, but now that you've brought us to the rabbit hole, we might as well stand on the edge and dive deep into that bastard. Yeah, I would say probably Justin Fields. Yeah, Sylvie's son crying.
Little kids crying. Oh, jeez.
And shout out Dom. See what you're doing to the children, Chicago Bears. It's absolutely insane. I can't believe it. Hopefully Justin's not done for the year, but then again, like, there's no reason. I don't even know that we need to bring him back in. I think the season's done. I think it's dead. They've been relegated to my side TV for the last few weeks. You see me get up, you see me get hype, you see me dance around on fucking Twitter singing the Bear down. I know every word front to back. I don't give a damn. And they still can't get up. They still can't get it done. As if you thought getting the knife jammed into our hearts on the 28-26 loss or whatever the fuck it ended up being against the Pittsburgh Steelers wasn't enough. Then we have to face the second string quarterback. Now, granted, he's still great in and of himself. Huntley's a very solid quarterback, but he ain't no Lamar Jackson, and we let him drive all the way down the damn field. I didn't even watch the last fucking drive, kids. I had my phone head buried in my phone because I knew what was going to happen. I knew they were going to go all the way down. I knew they only needed a field goal, and then we were going to get it with 35 seconds left, and we were going to have to deal with that bullshit. And I just knew it. I just knew what was happening. Andy comes in, 2 passes, looks absolutely gorgeous, and then, oh, guess what? All of a sudden, he looks same old red rifle again. Same old red rifle in the pocket, throwing bonehead fucking passes while we originally got him out there. So now, QB1's out. I don't know what the hell we depend on from the receiving core. I don't know what we can possibly get in the offseason. I love the running back room, but what the hell are we possibly going to do? I don't know what happens. If Matt Nagy's seat is not the hottest seat, I'm surprised he was not fired yesterday afternoon. I just feel like we continue to live in this delusion. I don't really know. Now the scapegoat is the defense. Sean Desai couldn't get the defense rocking and rolling, get the stops when they need it. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't know, man. I was, you know as well as anybody, I was off the boat fucking week 7, week 8. Sure. I was like, man, this is what it's going to be. But off of the soapbox, off of the rabbit hole, Bears are dead, dude. I mean, it was great to see the Vikings be able to beat the Pack yesterday. At least give someone give the Packers a run for their money in the North instead of year after fucking year. I get to sit here with that stupid smirk on your face and get to see you win the fucking division over and over and over. Shout out Marshawn. Over and over and over and over again. And then for crying out loud, now we're hinting at the fact that maybe the bad man might be staying around in Green Bay and we don't have to immediately go in for Jordan Love. This is all fucked. It's all ridiculous. It's all bullshit. I'm done watching the NFL. It's all over the place. And then I'm sure by Thursday afternoon, after I have a little bit of damn turkey in me, I'm going to be laying there watching the bullshit again. Freaking Bears got the Lions on Thanksgiving. Strap in, kids. We got red freaking rifle on Thanksgiving.
Oh, my God. For your sake, the Lions have had their two games where it's like they tied last week. They played the Browns close this week. Now it's like they've done
and they're going to get their first win of the season against the Bears, Mag. Stop dancing around it. Stop dancing around it and just say it.
I was going to say no because all they've done all year is like they'll have 2 competent performances. Where it's like, hey, Lions getting better. Are they the team this week? Everyone's favorite public dog. Everyone wants them to win, and then they fall flat on their face, which I don't know, man. They might beat the Bears on Thursday. I don't know.
Yeah, they might. They might, and it's their day. It's their day of the year. Out of any, for crying out loud, David Blau came out last year and had a game on Thanksgiving, if I do so remember myself. So I'm not very excited about it. I'm not enthralled and thrilled, and I think we might have to take Friday off too, Mags, because I'm going to need to drink my sorrows away. No, if you know me better than anybody else, I barely even fucking drink anymore. So, hey, that's a hell of a segue kind of into a little bit of announcement there. Probably what we're going to do, we'll tell you guys closer on Tuesday and then obviously on Wednesday's show as well. But it looks like we'll probably take Thanksgiving off Thursday, and then we'll probably take Friday off too. Mags is going to be doing some traveling on Thursday, so give him some time because I don't do a whole lot of traveling on Thanksgiving Day. I do all my stuff the weekend before. So Mags will be doing some traveling, doing his stuff, so probably take Friday off too. We'll obviously be dishing out picks, and we'll be on Twitter. Yeah. We'll be on everything as we usually are, but just probably won't have a daily
blog
show.
Or two for Thursday, Friday, who knows?
And then Saturday we'll have Cup of Joe on campus still too. So take Thursday, Friday off, and probably have Cup of Joe on campus. But back to NFL, yeah. everything's all over the map, man. I guess kind of
The
leans
Bills?
as well. Oh, the fucking Bills. What are we
Are
doing
the Patriots
there? Watch
the best
out
team
for
in the
the
AFC all of a sudden?
watch
I guess
out
the
for the
Chiefs
Patriots.
are fucking back. I don't know, dude.
I watch out for the Patriots is all I know. They don't care about playing good ball in September, October. They care about playing good ball at the end of November and into December, and that is classic Belichick ball, and that is what they're doing right now. Watch the friggin' Patriots end up in the Super Bowl. Watch them.
Patriots,
Watch
Titans
'em.
this
Watch
week.
'em.
Which kind of leans into what I just said about if you have a big win that week of Thanksgiving or a bad loss. If the Patriots smoke the Titans, everyone's going to think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC, and everyone's the Titans were frauds. We were right all along. They were frauds the whole time, right? And it's just the that time of the year, dude. It's hard-nosed football coming around the pipe.
Yeah, we'll see what shakes out, man. We're definitely starting to kind of get a little bit of a playoff picture shaped up here, but with how crazy everything has been through the first 11 weeks, it's like, man, really, where is everything going from here?
As far as the best teams, I would say so, but I mean the NFC 6th and 7th spot is going to be wide open. The Saints just lost to the Eagles. The
and
Eagles
now
all of a sudden aren't dead.
Now the NFC least, or the East, as we coined it at the beginning of the year, is starting to get shook up. I saw some odd movement there because of the Cowboys losing, football team winning, Eagles winning. Eagles look like they could be a fucking squad now. What the hell is this? Sirianni
I think Trevor
talking.
Siemian just stinks.
Best part. Did you watch ESPN NFL Sunday, like NFL countdown on ESPN yesterday? They had Kevin Hart on. So Kevin Hart always does like the one Philadelphia Eagles game every year, and they let him announce and do whatever.
I saw a little bit.
He was absolutely electric, dude. It was absolutely funny. And they, I can't remember who asked him, but somebody asked him, like, hey, what was the deal with Sirianni talking about, you're the flour man, and we have the manure, and we come down, and, he's just doing that. He's like, fucking Kevin looks at the camera, and he goes, yeah, I can explain it. Edibles are one hell of a thing, my friend. They are it's something you need to be really careful with, and they all just start fucking dying. I mean, he was electric, dude. And but hey, if that's what it takes, talk about freaking flowers and shit and water and grow and whatever Sirianni's doing in Philadelphia. Shout out Newbie Talks. Hey, more power to you guys. Took care of the Saints. Then again, Trevor Siemian, terrible on the road. Maybe the Saints are dead. Maybe they're not. Maybe we see Tampa Tom dead as all hell and lose to the Giants tonight. Maybe we see him cover the number. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's part of my issue is back to a gambling perspective is there's so many teams where like the Eagles looked really good. There's absolutely going to be another week or two where they look like the worst team in the freaking league and they're going to have at the point where you think they're back or something like that and vice versa for the Saints. They're absolutely going to have a week or two where they look like the best team in the freaking league. So there's just so many teams that I just don't enjoy betting on right now because of how unpredictable they are, man.
No, and it took me all the way until Sunday morning to hammer in the Colts at +7 and then they took care of it outright. I mean, that's how tentative I was on that number. Like,
I couldn't tell if that was I couldn't tell which way that was a trap.
Yeah, and then the Colts, who have played mediocre ball at best all year, man. I mean, sure, they've gotten themselves now back to 6-5, a game above 500. I mean, terrific for you. And all of a sudden, can you say MVP JT? Can you put those 5 letters in one sentence together, my friend? I mean, 5 fucking touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 2 in the air. I mean, what are we talking about here? That's a franchise record. That's like a fantasy record. I mean, that's insane.
Quick side note, I'm pretty sure the person in our fantasy league who has Jonathan Taylor is about to lose despite him putting up like a 50 spot.
Oh, yeah. That's brutal. My fantasy season's pretty much over, man. That absolutely killed me this past week. I think I put up like 70. Oh, I put up 90 because I ended up having I had Austin Eckler as my RB1, so he had a night too. Ended up having a night.
I got a Monday night sweat coming.
I'm pretty well out of it. You kicked my ass last week, and then I got my ass kicked by a bottom of the barrel team here this week. And
I had freaking Dak and CeeDee Lamb, so that kind of chapped me a little bit. And I have I'm laughing about the Jonathan Taylor thing. I have Justin Jefferson with 37, and I might lose today. I don't know, dude.
Speaking of Cowboys Chiefs, man, Mahomes said it after the game yesterday. People been sleeping on our defense, man. Really not taking note of what Did I miss something that they're still not the 26th ranked team in the nation in total yards allowed on defense or in the league? Like they're not a great defense. Are they all of a sudden now? Is this them waking up? I guess. And what am I trying to say? Are they waking up out of nowhere? Are they going to regress back to the mean we've seen all year? Like I'm so confused. Like I was not sleeping on their defense because there was nothing to be slept on. They fucking sucked. They've had a couple of good games, so now I don't. What you tell me? I don't know.
I don't know.
And is Dallas really, really dead? Like I keep saying that. Oh, here's the week we're gonna say that the sky's falling on the Star, and then they're gonna come out next week and win by 20 points. I don't even know who they play yet. I haven't looked that far ahead, but they're gonna absolutely cream them. You already know. You already know that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know. This Chiefs team reminds me so much of the last decade of Packers football after the Super Bowl win for the Packers, where
Agreed.
Their defense has been terrible. Then all of a sudden they'll make some turnovers, get scrappy. I don't want to give them too much disrespect. They looked really good yesterday, but I think there's going to be some regression as far as their defense once again. I don't think they're going to be as bad as they were earlier on in the year defensively, but I don't think it's going to be good enough to what we've seen the last.
But yeah, because then you just put the wins against the Raiders and the Cowboys. I mean, obviously the Cowboys are much more high-powered offense than the Raiders are ever going to be at any point in time. But the fact of what that team did to the Cowboys offense, and that's what I was. I mean, what did they finish with? 9 points, or
I think it was 19-9.
19-9 is when it ended up. Yeah, I mean that 9 points from one of the most high-powered offense in the league. I don't know, kids. I don't freaking know. Then
Jordan
everybody
Love put up a touchdown on the Chiefs defense. I don't know, dude.
Then everybody and their dogs back in the Dolphins. They take care of business at 3.5. Didn't even sweat. What business does that number have to be at 3.5? Why are we even setting it there? It makes no earthly sense to me, Mags. I try and deduct it week by week, and you know what? Maybe I'll just have one mortal lock, absolutely killer murder, whale 10 unit, shark double booster, fat slammer play 5,000 that I dish out every fucking week, and I stay away from the rest of it because honestly, outside of the Texans, I was like, okay, yeah, these should be the side, and we got cooked. And it's so funny. You play the trends that you're used to, and if you've bet NFL before, you've bet college football before, you say, shit, they got their number one QB out, their number one wide receiver. This isn't, they're playing, this team gets to go back home and play in front of an electric crowd. And then it absolutely ends up that the team you back gets absolutely hog-walloped, and none of those things even ended up mattering. I don't know, man. I don't know, and I think it takes a lot more investigation and a lot more diving deep into things. And then again, even when you do that, it's still, hey, good luck, pal.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Fuck do I know?
I mean,
what do I know?
I don't want to spend too much time on tonight's game. I know we're kind of opposing without really feeling confident about the pick. I'm interested in the Giants plus the points, man.
Yeah, I'm interested in laying the 10.5 with the Bucks because I think everybody is going to be all over the Giants coming off of bye week and yeehaw, yippity doo-dah, day-ha, whoo, here we go. They're coming in hot and everything. And, Tom's dead. Tom sucks in prime time, blah, 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 blah. And then old Tampa Tom shows everybody who the fuck Tampa Tom is, and he smashes the Giants by 21+ tonight. Now, do I know for sure that happens? Hell no. Am I probably going to be putting a wager on this game? Hell no. I don't really care whatsoever. I'm sure you're in your action app right now. What do we got for splits?
I'm still interested. It's real close to 50-50 bets, and Tampa's getting 52% of money.
Okay, so it's pretty damn even split, so who knows where it's going to go. What I'm deducting is we don't really know much when it comes to all of that. What I do know right now, though, is college basketball.
Oh, yeah.
So while everybody else is trying to tell you that their NFL play is the best one or their college football play is the best one, I'm man enough to admit it that sometimes it ain't going to be. I do a lot of the doggone research, but these fucking teams are a pain in my ass right now. But teams that aren't a pain in my ass are mid-major babies out of the Colonial Conference like the James Madison Dukes, my friends, and they are not kicking my ass. And right now, they're very small niche markets that the books mess up on the lines a lot. You say, how in the world did this 9.5 point dog, Austin P over Dayton, 13.5? There was just key things that Austin P had over Dayton that allowed him to get the outright win as 13.5 point dogs. It's just at this time of the year, the books don't know how to value certain teams, and you can get so aggressive if you watch, if you pay attention, which I do, which Mags does, and I think we got a solid day coming here again, man. And I think I ended up finishing out last week 13-5. I want to say maybe just college basketball, just during the week, just during the show. So yeah. I mean, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it for sure. There's not a whole lot of plays that I'm making like, I think this is the right side. It's pretty doggone confident.
I'm starting to figure out the big boys as well. I went 2-0 yesterday,
Sure.
and I think I hit a nice one on Saturday as well. Villanova stayed away from him yesterday. They were underdogs against Purdue. Purdue has got a squad.
Wagon from the Boilermakers this year, dude. I'm really interested to see if this is just kind of a early season they're going to kick the shit out of teams for a little while and then kind of tail off and then be a sick-ass tournament team like they were and then fucking drop in the tournament, or if they're just going to hammer down.
Big Ten, man.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it. I'm glad you did. I think they just very well might
actually.
be. Yeah.
Michigan got smoked last night.
By Arizona. Arizona, dude. A double-digit loss. Like, John Rothstein even said, he's like, that is probably one of the worst, didn't say like this, ass beatings that Michigan has taken that he's witnessed under the Juwan Howard era. I mean,
man.
And that was bad.
I was gunshot because I saw the line. It was like 4.5, which I was like, wow,
I couldn't believe
really,
it.
really low.
I took it. I couldn't believe it. I took it.
I stayed away because I saw a projection, and it was like Arizona doing exactly what they did, and I was like, what?
I couldn't believe it.
I was like, all right, I'm just staying far away. Yeah. I'm not going to take Arizona, but wow,
it was only a little sprinkle, but I sure shit took it. I said, hey, no, man, this is some goofy shit because it's a tournament game. Sure wasn't no goofy shit. The Cats came out and absolutely stomped the Wolverines, my friends. So there you go. There you have it. Well, that was Sidebar turned into leans, turned into rabbit holes, as per usual, my friends. We're about 1 minute until the top of the 11 o'clock hour. Let's dish you out some a couple of announcements here. I was about to say special plays, like we already fucking did that. Announcements. Wise Words Season 2 begins this Wednesday. Episode 1 will drop 12 p.m. Central Standard Time right here on our YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, under the Wise Words podcast playlist. It's also available on Apple Music, Spotify, all major podcast directories. The podcast directory links are in the comments of every single show. We also post it on our Twitter, on our Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. You can see it at talkingtheline.com, at the Wise Words podcast. You can see it on all of your favorite platforms there and just go right from there so you don't have to peruse the interweb trying to find it. We have an absolutely electric guest. If you're not familiar with Wise Words, you don't know what it is, go check out the previous episodes. Every single episode features an interview with one of the most electric, sharpest, brightest names in all of the sports gambling industry. We had 10 absolute electric guests. Help me out, partner. We had Joe D'Amico, Preston Johnson, David Behrman, Dave Sharpan, our guy at Sportsbook Consig, Cam Rogers. We also had at Newbie Talk, shout out Newbert, Carl Haskell, shout out CH. We also had, who am I forgetting? Help me out here. Donnie Rightside, Matt Peralt, and I'm missing one. We're missing one.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, I've done it, my friends. Oh no. Who am I missing that we didn't get?
Oh, no.
I know it's going to come to me as soon as I say it. I know exactly where I'm missing, and I'm going to get right to it here in like a half a second without even worrying about it. We had Joel, one of my favorites, my guy, Mark Drumheller. Come on, what are we doing?
Man. Sorry,
Drumheller.
Mark.
Come on, sorry, Mark. Hey, shout out, Mark. We fucking love Mark. We go back with him.
Mark.
How the fuck did we do that? We fucking love Mark. All right, so that was our first in. We have some absolutely huge guests coming in season 2. You might have seen us going back and forth on the old Twitter sphere. If you're active on the Bird app with some of our upcoming guests, shout out to them. So one of them liked the show today. Shout out to you. Absolutely appreciate the hell out of you. I'll be shouting you out on Twitter here today. I know we got some college basketball to go back and forth on. Again, episode 1 dropping this Wednesday, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Absolutely electric guest. I'm going to have to figure out how I'm not going to be a fanboy and talk like this and try and get my words out, because it is going to be... It's going to be electric. I can't wait. Episode number 2, dare I say the biggest name in sports gambling media right now, I would say. Maybe not even from a perspective of cash and tickets, just from a perspective in general. He's moving masses right now, and I cannot wait to fucking talk to this guy. You might know who I'm hinting at if you guys have been pretty active in gambling Twitter, just sports gambling media in general. This guy's absolutely blowing up. I can't wait to talk to him. Then we got episode number 3, another absolutely electric guest, a little bit of East Coast knowledge, if you will. There's a little hint for you. And then we got a few more guys lined up coming out there. So Wise Words is going to be hot and heavy season 2. Can't wait. Go check out the previous episodes. Get ready for the drop this Wednesday of season 2, the first episode, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be sure to check it out, talkingtheline.com/wise-words-podcast. Outside of that, Cup of Joe on campus. We'll remind you for sure, but probably won't have Thursday, Friday show. Cup of Joe on campus will for sure be 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time Saturday morning, this Saturday. So we'll be sure to remind you that before we have our last show of the week, probably Wednesday. Again, we'll probably take off Thursday and Friday. We'll probably have some other blogs and stuff coming out throughout that dead time. So check it out, talkingtheline.com. The other tab on the far right side of the screen has all of our additional content and stuff, today's best bets, live lines, yada, yada. You can see my blog, RMags blog. RMags does his weekly extra cheddar. I do my weekly UFC blog. Shout out to my Brazilians, dude. Hashtag don't bet against Brazilians. You think I'm bullshitting? Go check the bio on my Bird app. I'm telling you, I haven't faded Brazilians for the longest time. You should not do it. We cashed a 4-leg don't bet against Brazilians parlay. It was fucking beautiful.
So I didn't get home. I had some family stuff as well on Saturday. I only saw the main event, Misha Tate and Vieira.
Yeah.
Were the other ones sweaty?
Oh, yes. Hani Yaya was sweaty as all shit. Kang Kyung Ho came out swanging. Like, okay. That's what I was worried about. I was like, if he catches him in the first, we are screwed. But what I thought, if it gets out of the first and we have Hani getting it to the second, I bet he could win by submission. And he ended up getting it by unanimous decision. He took it the whole way, controlled him on the ground. Nice. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I was nervous because I pulled up live lines, I think either second or third round, and he was plus 150, and I was like, oh yeah,
it wasn't good. No. It wasn't good. And then second, third round, I'm telling you, hashtag don't bet against Brazilians. You let them get out of the first round when they are an underdog, they will pull it out of their ass somehow. I don't understand it. Talia Santos, sweat-free against Joanne Wood, absolutely boxed her ears in. And then Luana Pinheiro, absolutely sweat-free. Yeah. I love Sam Hughes, hashtag Sam Page. Love her to pieces, but certain spots, she's now 5-4, so it's going to be tough to back her. I think she's going to start to get kind of under the radar here in some of these bantamweight fights. But
yeah, shout out Misha Tate. She put up a good fight against Vieira, dude.
Yeah, she sure did. It ended up not ending the best. She ended up leaking, getting pretty beat up. But Vieira, I mean, Ketlin Vieira, she's solid. And I told you, if you read my blog, she just was going to look bigger. She was going to look faster, stronger than Cupcake, and she did. And it eventually just wore down on Cupcake, and we cashed it easy money, baby. So
name to watch in that division coming up?
Yeah, 150%. Ketlin Vieira she's the shit. She's the shit for sure. So I think, because I wrote that too. I said, if anybody's going to put a stop to the Misha Tate comeback hype train, goodness gracious, it's going to be Ketlin Vieira. Yeah. And we saw it, my friends. So I'm excited. Hopefully we get another Don't Bet Against Brazilians parlay up on the board here pretty soon. I haven't looked forward ahead to this weekend. I know we got fights, but I haven't looked too far ahead yet. So
we might be off this. I could be totally wrong, but I thought that's why we got our guest, because he actually had a free and clear week this week.
Shiitake mushrooms, dude. You are so right. There's actually, is this back-to-back break? So December 4th is Rob Font versus Jose Aldo. Brad Riddell, Rafael Fiziev, a co-main. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's nothing going on this week. So break this week. Wow, that is why we got him. That worked out fucking perfectly, dude. Okay, so if you don't know, our guest is involved with the UFC. If you don't know by now, that's why I'm absolutely losing my effing mind, because I write the blog, I write all of it. So you can probably deduct, if you know anything about gambling in the UFC, who it's going to be, but I'm not officially going to tell you, and you're just going to have to tune into Wednesday's show to find out who the hell it actually is. But let's fucking go. I cannot wait. All right, there you go. There you have it. Outside of that, make sure you just stop by talkingtheline.com. Stay locked into the daily show, or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just stay always up to date at Talking the Line. If you can't make a daily show or something like that, we go through the announcements. You can't make it all the way to the end. That way you always know what's happening with me and yours truly over there. Outside of that, I think we got some big stuff coming around the horizon here, partner. Going into December, into January, things are starting to click, and I think we're going to have some big announcements, even bigger than right here, coming from the TTL crew pretty shortly. I don't know about you.
Yeah, most definitely. I would bet on it.
Hey, I would bet on it too if I was a gambling man, but who am I? Who am I? I don't know. All that being said, partner, before I wrap this up with a little extra inspiration, motivation, get us all through the Monday here. Anything else you got left to dish out, good sir?
No, sir. 2 minor NFL news. Cortland Sutton, 4-year extension, $60 million got paid over there.
Wow, good for number 10.
Matt Nagy still gathering the facts on Justin Fields' rib injury.
Why does everything have to be like like an escape room. You know what I'm saying here? Like you go to one of those escape rooms and you ask them, okay, so what do I got to do? And they give you a treasure map and you have to figure out how to get all the way through to the end and get out. It's literally like every one of fucking Matt Nagy's questions or his answers are part of that treasure map, and you just have to literally work the riddle. He's like the goblin under the bridge. He just, oh no, we're still addressing all the facts. Oh, and underneath the fucking bridge again.
Can't we just get rid of you and figure everything else out later?
Can you just be an honest fuck? Like, can we just not keep playing these games?
What did he say last week? Like, it's like everyone. I don't remember exactly how he said it, but he basically said it's everyone's fault. Like
it's
fault.
Everyone's fault. Just be yourself. It's everyone's fault. Be yourself. I'm convinced that is what is written on that sheet. You see big BU right big in the corner. It's not plays. It's just BU over and over and over again. And he just, Justin, be you. Justin, be you. Justin, it's time to be you. Just be you. All you got to do is just be you. As long as you be you, we just have fun. Justin, just play and be you. I'm telling you, that's all we got to worry about. Just be fun, be you, and we'll have a great time here. I swear, that's all that's coming through the headset. That's why he gets blown up. Oh, Justin, there's 12 men on the field. Oh, wait, no, that's 11. I'm sorry. I counted that guy twice. I'm sorry, Justin. Just be you. Just be you, Justin. Just be you. I can't do it. Send him out. Pack his bags. Let him hit the street. Before you get me into that rabbit hole anymore. Into the last segment of the day. I need some inspiration myself.
I apologize.
All right, last segment, my motivation minutes. All right, my friends. Always promise you during college basketball, we open the week with a John Wooden quote, and we close the week with a John Wooden quote. Not many people bring up his name a lot, and, I always say this, but, man, I really hate that, because I got this website I use, and it's about a 6-7 scroller that you can go through of his quotes. So I'm going to keep dishing them out. We ain't ever going to run out. So, quote of the day from the legendary coach, J-Dub. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Don't let yesterday take up too much of the day, of today. And it was kind of funny. I had kind of one perspective on this, and then I started spinning on kind of from a gambling perspective. And maybe I thought, I don't do this all too often. I usually go from a whole life perspective, but what if I just keep a niche and a little bit just gambling perspective? And we talk about this all the time because there's a lot of parts to sports gambling, right? But two main parts, I would say, and if you watch Wise Words, you hear our guests talk about this all the time. Bankroll management and mentality. Bankroll management, mentality. Bankroll management, mentality. And obviously, this quote has nothing to do with bankroll management, so let's talk about mentality. It is so easy, my friends, and you can apply this exact thing in life, to have a 1-4 day on NFL, 0-2 day on NFL. Come on Monday, we're hyped as all shit. Oh, we got all these 6 plays. When we go 0-6, that's the chance we play with this game we play, or the chance we take with the game we play. But what you got to remember is that you're always going to have that next opportunity. You're always going to have the next day to wake up to try at it again. And if you are in sports gambling, chances are you're pretty damn competitive. And that's why you do it. You want to beat the books. You want to be the best capper out there. You want everybody to be like, oh, he fucking crushes it. Oh, he's the mid-major king. Yeah, it feels good for sure. I get it. But some days you're going to have losing days. And some days you're just going to have, we talk about it all the time, mind of a goldfish. And if you allow something that happened yesterday take up everything that you have going on for today, then before you know it, you just relived all of yesterday and you didn't advance, and now you're behind the 8 ball way more than you were originally. So you think about it, one day has 8,600 and some odd seconds, whatever the hell that is, who knows? Why would you waste those seconds in this day with seconds from yesterday of something that you can't even change anymore? It makes no sense. There's no reason to waste your time, your energy, your effort on shit that has no ability to be changed anymore. So I challenge you today, my friends, if maybe not gambling, maybe you tune into Motivation Minutes, you like sports, you don't gamble, you just like the Motivation Minutes, whatever, you can apply that to life too. Stop wasting the time you have today, the precious little bit of time that we have today, worrying about something that is so far gone. And I know the past can come into our minds and be right here in the forefront, and it seems so big and so heavy, and oh my gosh, but really, it just keeps getting further and further in the rear view. And maybe you get a week past and you realize, damn, why did I spend so much time worrying about that? That didn't even matter. I got through that thing, this whole issue that I was worrying about for the last 2 months, wasting space in my brain. I ended up going through it, and it was nothing like I thought it was going to be, and it actually was really pleasant and really easy. So, I know it's easy to do. I know it's easy to get spun around on yesterday, but if anybody knows, the legendary coach J-Dub knows, my friends, and I want you to remember today for the John Wooden quote of the day. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. And that does it for my motivation minutes of the day.
I love it, partner. I'm interested in my own personal head how I would view this question tomorrow as opposed to today, because when you ask me today on a Monday, the first thing that runs through my head is like, damn, okay, like am I letting my weekend still control what I'm doing here today or not? And then obviously tomorrow would be a totally different story as far as not the weekend, it's Monday. So I like this one a lot because there's obviously a million and one different ways you could, a person that could, draw their own perspectives on this one. So I might ask myself this again tomorrow, dude.
Rabbit holes, revolutions. Yeah, I mean, and I like you said that because it really is. They talk about working for the weekend. You can work through the whole week, get to Friday, before you know it, it's Monday again. Where the hell did that week go? And all you're doing and spending your time is worrying about yesterday. Everything, you are so rarely in the present. And you think I'm joking. I am so about controlling your mind, controlling your brain, controlling your thoughts, staying in the moment, staying here, that my friends, I don't know if you'd be able to see it. There you go. Stay present on my phone. It's a reminder for me every single time I unlock this phone, anytime I do it, to be right here in the moment, right here in this. So if you think for a half a second that I try and come on here and be some swarmy and genius and, oh, Colton knows fucking everything, and I just talk about it and I don't be about it, point in case. There's your peel around the banana, my friend. So that's how the cookie crumbles, San Diego, as the legendary Ron Burgundy would say. But again, I never claimed to be that swarmy. I never claimed to be that genius. I just want to share things with you guys that help me, and I have seen help this guy survive this thing called life. And I hope it does the same for you guys. So there you go. There you have it. My motivation minutes of the day. All right, partner. That sure seems like an episode of the TTL Pod. We got action to sweat out. Live in prime time. Anything else you need to get off the chest before I let these fine folks go on and get about their day?
No, sir. I am ready to rock. You mentioned it. We've got action already kicking off. Let's get going.
Let's go. Y'all get on out of here, but y'all come back now, you hear? We need you to spin on around the bend for tomorrow's show. We got more updates. We got more picks. We got more laughs. We got more rabbit holes. We got maybe more opportunities to cry. Maybe we get a little bit more serious on the motivation minutes. I don't know who's to say. I just know that the TTL Pod will be coming back down around the tracks, proverbial train steaming down those tracks tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. But for now, I wish you would do, or bid you would do, however the hell you say that word or that phrase, to each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen, degenerates and gamblers, far and wide. Hit my head twice today on my boom arm. Thank you so much from me and Mags for choosing to stop by the TTL Pod today. We hope we were able to give you guys a little bit of a mental vacation, dish out some good vibes all on top of you, and allow you to take a little bit of a break from the wildness that we call our lives. At the same time, cash a few tickets and make it to the pay window right hand in hand. Without further ado, really now, we hope you have a spectacular rest of your Monday, unless you have any other plans. A terrific day filled with nothing but ticket cashin'. And as always, please lock in today's best bets of the day so you can say with me and my partner at the end of every single show, let's cash some tickets.